y'all in chat. Y'all put all y'all points on one team, but y'all pick another one in the actual popularity contest. Columbia going up against Ball State, another East versus the West. Both conferences are 1-1. Somebody's got to break the tie. Let's get into the game.
Columbia College seems to have swept the desk with their picks, but can they sweep this team is the big question, because this is not the team that we've seen in years past. They've had a fall from grace, and they're facing a Ball State team that squeaked their way into this fall championship. I'm joined by Hercules, and Herc, I've got to ask, what's the key to victories for both sides of the pitch in this matchup?
I feel like it really just boils down to confidence. No, Ball State, like you said, squeaking on in, but they made it, and we're going to have to wait.
The pitch, what does Excelst bring to this team that Cosmic Flippy couldn't?
Oh, there's a lot, but realistically, like you said, sometimes personality plays a huge role in this. I wonder, if on the back end of things, maybe there's something that we haven't really been able to see, which again, I keep coming back to the word confidence. It could help, raise the bar a little bit, but especially like having somebody like Cam, that there's good vibes all the way around on here. But in terms of plays, Excelst, he seems solid. He's been solid, this entire time. He's held up very well to the Columbia standards that everybody was curious if he would be able to. So right now, it's consistency. That's a good thing. I say as Mans missed a touch on that ball there, but for now, it's going to be Oath to open things up for Ball State here in game number 1.
Well, it seemed like the key word for you was confidence, and what a way to build confidence in the first minute of gameplay. Oath coming in, keeping that pressure, and getting the first one to go for Ball State.
Great way to open up the game, too. You want to have that early lead against a school like Columbia, because in reality, on paper, this school would respond to you fairly quickly. For now, though, Ball State want to turn 1 goal into 2, but Columbia's got other plans. Cryptic trying to reset this ball towards that net. Excelst into the infield. Nobody quite ready. This ball headed back into Columbia's side, though. 3:54 on the clock. Possibly a second goal here. This one is going to stay out as Excelst is the one to get that nice save.
Oath is definitely having the swagger on the field right now, just putting shot after shot on target. That one almost went as Guh puts a shot over towards Oath. I love those plays where it's a half shot, half pass, and the defense has to respect both. Just causes some chaos on the pitch as Guh breaks up that play.
And keep this one going here from the corner. Oath has the opportunity to use it as a pass. It's a shot on target. Doesn't quite find its way through. It was actually a double commit to keep that one out there, which is, under normal circumstances, a little nerve-wracking, but at least Columbia's transitioned themselves out onto an attack here. Cam from the ceiling trying to pinch this ball forward, gets thrown towards the ball repeatedly, but this ball will not go towards vicinity of the net. It just continues to stay on that outskirt part. Here comes Cam off the ceiling, goes for the double, and the response has officially come through for Columbia College.
The response comes through, and the lack of respect was apparent as Cam up in the air all day long, no one to challenge him, and hits that double tap with ease as Columbia College knots us all up midway through game number 1.
It was just a nice shot. He knew he had the space to do it, and he took his time, and extremely clean. But now you tied things up. Can you find yourselves in a lead? I feel like Ball State, going back to that confidence thing, right? They've looked good. They've looked solid. How long can they hold on, though, before Columbia starts to find a little bit of that confidence back for themselves?
Yeah, and throughout the first half, we've already seen 6 shots make that 7 as Oath gets his second to go and just floats it over the last defender.
He looks so good in this game 1 right now. Just like you said, it's respectful, but it's also no respect. And sometimes you gotta play that game against a school like Columbia when you're coming in as the underdog. You gotta be able to be confident enough to challenge on things that maybe they might not anticipate. This one's gonna float down towards that net. Cam, nice way to tap this one all the way into the Ball State side, allowing Columbia to have that transition here. Cam wants to take a shot. Water falls down into the corner and out into the mid.
And I've got to agree with you on the confidence coming in, but also, like you were saying, you've got to play with. You've obviously got to show Columbia College the respect, but you can't play with fear. And right now, Ball State, no fear in their eyes. The eyes are just wide open, looking at that goal as another shot comes in from Oath. He is hungry as a double commit comes out from Columbia College, and that's wide open, but can't wrap that pass around, and Excel's credited with a savior on that play.
Cryptic, I think he wanted to try and get that pass over to Excels there, but he was just short of it. No boost in the tank. Instead, it's carrying this one all the way down. Nice touch to try and get the infield pass. Doesn't quite find it. Wova's the third, and still Columbia is able to keep this ball out of their net. 1 minute and 5 seconds is left for Columbia to just try and tie things up, but I don't know, man. The Ball State confidence, no fear, it's showing, and there it keeps going.
Oh my goodness, 13 shots on target for Ball State and counting. They're not done. The ball's still in the blue half. And Columbia still chasing one goal here as Excels almost gets that one. He had Cam lurking at the top of the box. But Ball State did a great job of denying as that's a good catch from Old Has and they're going to extend the... No, he missed it! Off of the post, and Columbia still alive.
That is just a little bit of that stress, right, coming through from Ball State. Unfortunate, but granted, you are still in the lead. 15 seconds left. You can see Ball State trying to slow things down here in the last remaining moments of game number one. Maybe there won't be a miss on this one. Nobody there to follow it up. Instead, Cam tries to clear it upfield. Oath is going to let this one float down. Maybe somebody can kill this ball, but for now, stays up in the air. There goes the touch, and Ball State take game number one.
Wow. Well, already, Stacks is wrong, and we're so used to seeing that. But one thing for Ball State, and this is my opinion, but I think the history of the season also backs it up. If they are going to beat Columbia, they've got to do it in 4 or less. They've yet to win a Game 5 this entire semester. And when you're playing a team as good as Columbia, who can fight back and they can swing momentum on the edge of a dime, you've got to close them out. And for Ball State, they got lucky there. It was a comedy of errors. They had a lot of big misses where they should have been able to extend that lead, but they came out with the victory. But game 2 is going to be an important one.
It looks like there is a whole LAN party going on at the Ball State school right now.
That is awesome.
That's such good vibes.
All we're missing is someone duct taped to the ceiling, hanging down, watching, and it would be a true LAN party.
Oh man, what did I miss back then? Oh my gosh. Well, like you said, they looked incredible, but at the end of the day, Columbia College is still them. This is the number 3 school in the West. They went 11-4 throughout the first half of the season, right? So what is the response going to be? They look serious. They don't look as party happy as Ball State did on their cameras.
Well, and then the key word and the key to victory for you was first and foremost the confidence. And what better way to do that other than a student section sitting right behind you, roaring after every single goal? I mean, that has just got to do loads for not only your ego, but just how you're feeling as a squad. You're all in the same room and you're feeling those vibes. That crowd is just kind of feeding your soul as Wova tries to bump players around, and Oath trying to do the same, but 30 seconds have come and gone, and Cam gonna keep us scoreless.
Well, we're gonna see, can Ball State get the crowd to continue cheering for them in that room, or is Columbia College gonna make there be a little bit less noise in there? Cryptic up towards this ball, trying to send it, gets it past the mid. Cryptic's gonna be the one to try and keep following it. Cam's up next with a challenge on Guh. This one goes into the sky. Wova just gonna take the long shot towards that net, but Excels has a nice easy read off the backboard. Things feeling a little bit slower than they did in game number 1 as we approach minute number 1 scoreless, I say, as Cryptic sends this one all the way over to the net here.
Yeah, and throughout the first minute, this is a dangerous one off the ceiling, and Wova, a little misplay. The panic immediately set in as this ball was heading towards the goal line.
What happened here? This one goes off the ceiling, and Wova, it's just It's just a bump touch off the top of your hood that you don't want.
It's unfortunate when that happens, and you've got to be able to keep your composure on that back line. And I was just about to say, throughout that first minute, Ball State seemed to have all of the control, but all it took was just one awkward touch and one slight bit of panic from Ball State, and just like that, Columbia has the lead as Wova gonna try and extend things here. Gets around 2, but Cam on that goal line, nice and patient, gonna flick that ball towards midfield, and let's see what Ball State has on offense.
Here comes Cryptic. Just really wanting to get this ball out of his half, but low boost means it's a little bit easier for Ball State to challenge. Cam has other plans though, pops this one off the top towards the backboard. Follow up, goes crossbar and out, and Cryptic is gonna do the same thing. It doesn't matter how many touches you have on that one though, it was just wide here, and Oath is gonna go under. Cam has him red, waiting on that midfield line, allowing Columbia to come back and take a couple shots, and there's one, but Wova's got the save.
A nice little pass forward, well read by Cam though, as Excel's gonna put this low as Wova tries to break out of the Ball State half. Say that 10 times fast, as Cam credited with another save on that play. And so far, Columbia College 4 saves on the ball, as Ball State has 5 shots on target. They just can't quite seem to find that mark. And the offense, a little bit sporadic from Ball State right now. I'd like to see them kind of stay in the blue half a little longer. It's been a shot, then they're pushed back out, then they push back in and get pushed immediately out. I'd like to see them try and whittle down that boost from Columbia College.
Yeah, definitely trying to re-control the pace of play like they did in game number 1, I think would be work wonders for them here in game number 2, because yeah, like you said, they continue to send one shot forward and then get pushed back, and it can't be that kind of play right now. That demo could start to open up the field of view there for Columbia College, as they probably want to extend this one over to 2, but they're gonna get pushed back in their own half for a little bit longer here. It's just a fight in the mid. Finally, a shot coming out to Columbia, from Columbia. With a minute and 30 left. It's enough time for Ball State to find something, but not if you're stuck in your own half.
Plenty of time. I don't want to see them panic like they did on that goal line, as Oath gets the flip reset. Excels goes up, 2 up from Columbia as an awkward ball comes through, and Gug gonna keep the possession going, but doesn't come off the ceiling as cleanly as he would have liked. And he maintains possession with that 50 as Oath just immediately challenges. I love to see the pressure that he's creating and the sense of urgency, recognizing it's less than 60 seconds to go here in game number 2.
Here comes Excels trying to break on through. There was a nice one. Break out though for Ball State into this Columbia half here. 43 seconds left on the clock. Most you can do is just try to send this ball forward, but I think really Ball State, they gotta work together on this one. It's gotta be a full team effort to get that ball past that Columbia defense, because right now they are on lock with only 30 seconds left. They're trying to make these clears. At least they're being anticipated a little bit more. It's still stuck. It's a standstill for Ball State.
Oh, great clean touch there from Cam as 15 seconds to go here in game number 2. Ball State trying to pull out a miracle. Good 50 in midair as Gug goes up. Everyone condensed into the box, and Cam gets that ball out. Less than 5 to go. This ball can't hit the ground. Oath keeps it up, but swatted away, and Columbia tie the series up.
Well, there is the response that we were all waiting for. Granted, that was a lot closer, I will be honest, than I expected it to be, which I think is probably a good sign, at least for Ball State.
It was, honestly, I felt like Ball State had majority of the control, and when you look at the shots, it totally says that. But outside of that, it was all Columbia, and it's almost like they were just kind of biding their time, patiently waiting in their half and waiting to break out. Had they not gotten that goal, I don't know how this one turns out, but thankfully for them, that doesn't matter. The mistakes were had on Ball State's side, and Columbia just kind of played the game of, okay, we got you. Now it's your job to come get it from us, and Ball State just couldn't stand up to that task.
Yeah, it definitely was an interesting one. I'm curious, what the process for them to kind of regain mentally after that accidental touch happened, what it looked like. Maybe the room felt a little weird, or who knows, but I think Columbia knew that once you have that one lead, right, it's going to be very difficult to take it back and away from them. There it is, Ball State. They look a lot more serious than they did before. Granted, a small smile coming out from Ga on this one, but everybody kind of sitting up in their chairs too, like physically sitting up ready, headed into game number 3.
And game 3 about to be underway. The fans for Ball State watching over their shoulders, getting the first person perspective from all 3 players, getting a great breakdown of what's about to happen on the pitch. I love getting to watch games like that, and honestly, jealous. Kind of that vibe they have going on in that room must be so fun, but yet so tense. You want your team to win. You know the odds are stacked against them. Series is all tied up. And right now, fighting off the offense from Columbia.
Oh man, not once but twice were there just 2 incredible plays back to back. It was a team play from Columbia that led a transition into a solo from Ball State, and it's happening again. I think Columbia's coming into this game too here with a little bit more of a plan. They know that they want to work together on this one, so we might see a lot more pass and plays than we did before. But for now, Ball State, it's Ga in the corner here trying to help Wova get this one towards this net. It's a lot more shots taken into this half, which is a good sign. Ball State being able to stay in that blue side a little bit longer than we've seen in the past.
Definitely feels as though Columbia College kind of turned the notch up just a little bit this game. Seem to be playing with a little bit more speed as Cam tries to go infield to Cryptic, does connect, and that's an awkward ball. Sitting top of the box, Excels can't read him, and I don't blame him, but Oath 1v1. And Cam utilizes the corner to keep it out, but Wova there to punish and put the goal in for Ball State.
The credit to the save is due. That was insane. And then Excelst just not in a position anticipating where that was going to go next. You couldn't quite get in front of it. Ball State find their opening lead here in game number 3. And the last time we saw this, they held on to that control for a while. Oath is going to try and send this one towards that net. Doesn't quite find his way through here. Instead, it's Excelst with the clear into the Ball State half.
And it really feels like Ball State, like their skill as a team has just compounded over the season. That's a dangerous one, and Wova can't read that. But it just seems like they've figured things out, and their standings and their record for fall is not indicative of the skills these guys possess. I mean, 8-7. Boy, I'll tell you, it does not look like an 8-7 team that we're watching right now.
No, it does not. Ball State definitely, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. It was not, how it looks on paper is not how it looked when you were watching the matches throughout the season. They have had so much progress and growth as a squad and in their consistency together throughout the fall that it is a true testament that, you know, they are holding their own against a school like Columbia right now, right? And usually you would think, you know, this could be an easy 3-0 or granted a 3-1 against a school like Columbia, but
oh my,
Ball State is really, they are holding up well and well enough for an infield pass over to Ga to go 2-0 here.
And it's all at the hand of Oath, slicing and dicing his way through the defense. Got all 3 defenders out of net. And that 50 sent it straight towards midfield for Ga to capitalize on. And Oath almost puts another one to his name. But Columbia College able to hold on. That's an unfortunate turn of events. You hate to see that. But sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles.
We've seen this twice now where there's just this unfortunate touch that comes out from someone on Ball State that results in a goal. Granted, this time They had at least one in their back pocket that keeps them in a lead, but a minute 47 seconds is a little nerve-wracking. It is enough time to re-extend that lead if you can get this one in. Not quite, but very dangerous nonetheless. Guz's shot's gonna go up from the ceiling and down, and Wova will just drive this one forward, but Excels has that save.
I'll tell you, if Ball State had the ability to get the DLC, that's the XL goal pack, they would be up 27-1 right now. They have been just peppering the posts and the crossbar like crazy this entire series. But here we go. Cam has Cryptic running fullback, trying to get him out of the picture, and Guh able to avoid and defend well and put Ball State on offense.
Such incredible defense from Ball State, not fearing or backing down to Columbia. Instead, they're matching their energy. Here comes
That was
Oath.
sick.
Nice flick right in front. 51 seconds, and Ball State go back up by 2.
Oh, this little dump from Guh right there, and then the ball control from Oath to just suction cup that ball to his hood. Oh my. Ball State feeling it right now, and they're about to go up on match point.
Yeah, this is probably not the way most people saw the series going, but if you've been paying attention the whole season, again, Ball State definitely a dark horse kind of squad. I would kind of label them as here in the fall championship. Definitely don't count them out when you see them. 30 seconds left to go. They hold on to a 2-goal lead. Can Columbia answer?
Yeah, Ball State, definitely one of those teams that felt like underperformers, which is weird to say. I know that they're playing in the fall championship right now, which is great, but yeah, that 8-7, I genuinely think they could have cut that to make that like 10-5 at least.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, regardless, it doesn't matter. They're here, they're playing well, and they just put Columbia College on match point.
They look incredibly, but I do want to give a shining moment to Oath. He has been all over the place throughout this entire series. This time, 5 shots of his own. Granted, Wova matched him on pace this time around, but usually Oath has been that super striker, really just trying to drive forward, whether people are setting him up or he's just solo playing it. They look so good, so confident, like we talked about in game number 1, because really, against a school like Columbia, you come into it and you see the CRL Fall 2022 champion tags, you get a little nervous maybe, but they're holding their own. It's been nothing but progress from Ball State from the season all the way to today.
All right, enough with the replays. I want to see what Ball State's doing right now.
I want to see the
vibes.
like.
I want to see what that room's doing. Let's see. Oh my,
so chill.
it is so tense. It is not what I thought it was gonna be. I totally was expecting people in the back to be kind of jumping up and down and going a little haywire, but no. They are calm, cool, collected, and recognize the job's still not done. Columbia College has that potential to easily win 2 games in a row. You've got to focus on this one, and Herc, I told you at the start of this series, if you're going to take out Columbia College, and if your name is Ball State, you got to do it in 4. I don't think it's going to happen if you see Game 5, because you haven't shown that at all this entire season.
I absolutely agree. Sometimes you just got to pay a little bit too much attention to, history between these squads. And like we've noted, Ball State not the most successful in a Game 5, so you can't let Columbia take you there. Columbia starting off really strong here in the early moments of game number 1. There's a nice shot out, but Wova's got the save, clears this one past the mid. And everybody's going to race downfield to try and get control of this ball here. It's going to be Cam to be the first one to do so.
Right, yeah, I'm going to keep my... Oh, big double commit. Huge opportunity for Ball State. Can't get that past mid. He needed to get the power, or better yet, put that shot on target. It was a tough ball to deal with. And Columbia College get away with one there. But before that happened, I was about to say, I want to keep my eye on Cam. I think you can argue he's the best player on the pitch right now, but he might feel like he has to do too much, and it might put him out of position by doing so.
That tends to happen sometimes when you have a player that you know has the capability to do a little bit more than the rest, and sometimes you have to say, we know you can, but
Please
you
don't.
shouldn't. Please don't. Let everybody continue to have their flow and rotations, do their job. Everybody has a role, right? And you can't do everything. It's a 3-player game. There's a nice, two-man pass and play to try and drive that one forward. Got a nice save on it, and Excelsior is going to keep us in the orange half. And there comes Cam. Wanted to try and send this one upfield. Cryptic waiting in the mid, though, which is a good sign. At least Columbia trying to stop things early as these transitions try to come out from Ball State.
Oh, what a pinch, and it finds the mark. Sometimes Lady Luck is on your side. You just gotta rub the rabbit's foot.
Oh man, I love how it's like the full talk about Columbia College, like really having that mid on lock, and then just the sharpest pinch on target. Just over 3 minutes left. Ball State, what feels like every time they have earned the 1-goal lead, and I say that with the exception of the time that there was the accidental goal. Every time Ball State has earned their 1-goal lead, they've won that game. They've held on to it. They've controlled the pace from that moment forward. Question is, can you do it a third time?
It's gonna be a tall task. And one thing is for certain, you can't just sit back and rest on your laurels and hope that you can get the victory. You gotta keep bringing it to Columbia College, and I think that's why we're seeing the success from Ball State right now is the aggression, the quickness to challenge the ball. They're not giving Columbia any free space other than the one time we saw Cam score in game 1 when he just flew through the air. They saw what that led to, and they fixed that mistake. They said, we cannot give anyone free real estate. We've got to just go rip it from them.
They're going to see if they can continue to do that, but for now, Oath puts this one up into the sky. Guz going to take it as a pass and drive this one towards that net there. Excels with the save. Cam on the transition. No boost in the tank means it's a slow and low shot that Oath is able to get the save on. Guh going to drive this one upfield. Everybody trying to work together to get this ball into that Columbia half, but Cam, the shining star, sending this one all the way down and through to tie things up for Columbia.
Great recognition from Cam to see, hey, I've got 2 Ball State defenders right in front of me, and my teammate just demoed someone. That net's wide open, and Columbia College tie this game up as we near 90 seconds.
You got to be really careful in these last remaining moments here, because that's where Columbia is really going to feed on any space that they're given. But the same can be said for Ball State. They're going to create the space for themselves. You saw it. Who was it? I think it was Guh. It's Guh. Guh was the one that went for the bump play, and then Oath with the mini double in that perfect upper 90, giving Ball State their lead back with 1:24.
What a play from Oath and Guh to combine on that one, and Oath gonna put another one in and extend the lead for Ball State.
What a player. He is all over the field. Nice pass, but Oath really just securing and solidifying this lead being held onto and extended for Ball State. 1:19 to go, and Columbia College now has all the pressure on them because we've said it before, it's a crazy statement to say, but Ball State has Columbia College on match point.
Well, and not only that, but Columbia College hasn't scored more than 1 goal in a game yet. So if you're Ball State, you're feeling pretty good. See you later, Cryptic. Get back in net. Guh, just a missile right now. And his sights continue to be set on Cryptic. 45 seconds to go. Columbia College need 2 more just to tie it up. It seems like it's nearly impossible as this ball can't even get out of the blue half.
Yeah, this is pretty intense for Columbia right now. Everybody just patiently in net, trying to make sure 3 doesn't turn into 4. Excels, nice touch there. No boost in the tank though. Gonna be a little bit harder to transition than he would have expected, but Cam's got enough to go backboard. Bova's got that read on it. No connection there for Guh means Excel's touch keeps this ball in orange. Cryptic gets the pass, and it's a slow roller in 8 seconds. And a dream is what Columbia College have right now.
Oh, it would be an insane storyline if this can happen, as Cryptic gets that one to go. 8 seconds remain, and this kickoff is vital.
Off the rip, this one in favor of Ball State. It's in the air. There's enough boost in the tank for Cam to keep it going. He's over 1. Can he get over 2? It's not enough to stay on the hood of his car. And Ball State take Columbia College down 3-1 in the series.
Oh, man. All 3 immediately leave as well. Columbia College used to be best in the West, now nowhere to be found in the fall. And Ball State making that crowd happy behind them, trying to just continue to ride the momentum and keep the vibes high through the fall championship.
Oh my god, you saw the almost shock on their faces when they won too. It was almost like, how did he not have just enough for that to go in? I don't think they expected that to actually hit the ground, but now the celebrations are coming through. Everybody's standing up. It's smiles all the way around because you just did what on paper almost looked impossible.
I mean, and yeah, not just on paper, but everyone was counting you out. Especially when you look at the desk. All 3 were unanimous in Columbia College. And Ball State just put on a clinic of how to come in and play, you said it perfectly, with confidence. And show their personality is another thing you said they needed to do. Well, they did that. And that play right there from Guh, the aerial missile to take the defender out of the picture to open the net for his teammate. Just a beautiful display of mechanics from everyone on Ball State there.
Oh man, what an incredible series. The shorter one that Daz, I think, was hoping for. But for now, Ball State get to continue to celebrate. It looked just insane. Like you and I both said, we were waiting to see if there was going to be confidence coming out of that one, and that is exactly what Ball State had headed into that series. But there is one more left in the night, so guys, don't go anywhere. We've got more of the CRL Fall Championship after the break.